You are live. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having a pleasant morning. Morning, Kathy. I'm going to have to scroll up here a little bit. And I got my mouse behind me here, so. All right, Lisa, Opinionated Oma, good morning, sweetheart. Carla, good morning. Irish Eyes. Debbie, good morning. Tammy, good morning. Kevin Brand, good morning. Good morning from South Carolina. Wish I was in South Carolina this morning. I bet it's warmer there than it is here. Right now, currently, I am looking at a warming trend. We are up to 35 degrees. Good morning, KS. It snowed yesterday. All right, well, maybe I don't want to be there. Still here? It's still here. Good morning, sweetheart. How are you doing this morning? Dardine Creek, good morning. I'm doing fine. Cold. I turned the heat on. I'm sorry you have to hear the baseboard in the background here. I turned the heat on in here this morning at 4 a.m. Still a little chilly in here. But, I survive. I'll make do. Got the coffee done. Got a coffee pot all rolling. Little self-promotion while I'm at it this morning. Good morning, Blue Mermaid. Brandy James. You should live in North Carolina all seasons in 1 week. Yeah, I don't know if I'd enjoy that. Carol, you can find the podcast that me and my wife do here on YouTube. Just type in Taco Podcast. The channel is actually called The Taco Podcast. It's on SoundCloud as well, underneath the same name, Taco Podcast, The Taco Podcast. I think we're up to 7 episodes right now. We started in the new year. Every Sunday at 1 o'clock, we have another episode. Depending upon where you live, you might get it on delay, or you'll see it in pre-recorded fashion. We did last week's. It was on an hour delay. But we're trying to do as many as we can live. Oh, we have the same in the Netherlands, Brandy James, a whole year long, all in 1 week. Dan Becker. Good morning, Dan. In the UK, Will? I'm in the United States. For you in the UK, you guys probably get it Well, it all depends on when it launches. Right now, every episode, it launches at 1 o'clock, regardless, here in the United States Pacific Standard Time. So I don't know what that would be, time wise in the UK. I think it'd be the next day, or well, you're in the UK, so we've done 2 episodes that are live, but we're going to try to do more in the future that are live with guests. Tim was in town last weekend, but it just didn't work out, for us to do it last weekend. Good morning, Rupal, Evelyn. What's the topic of the podcast tomorrow? I don't have my sheet in front of me. My wife picks them out. Don't have it here. Sorry. But tomorrow's episode, actually, we shot 2 weeks ago. We have like 4 or 5 episodes that have already been pre-done. So in case scheduling issues come up, we always have one we can do. Anyone up for getting their salad tossed? Funny, Johnny Doe. Good morning, Interpeas. Mickey Van Beek, good midday. Well, welcome. Of course you are, Johnny Doe. Of course you are. Cement Shoes, good morning. So it's kind of a little bit of a different setup. So I have my monitors behind me, as you can see, but I've got a smaller one here in front of the camera. It's only, I guess, 24 inches, 24-inch monitor. So I'm trying to read the comments as they come in. It's a little bit of, at least I'm looking at the camera as opposed to, doing this all the time. I'm looking from the side. We're getting there. It took us 2 weeks, but we finally got all these mics working. It turns out that we did a Windows update on the computer system, and for some reason it deleted the driver for the actual microphones. The software, it deleted the actual driver itself, and it kept on going back and reestablishing the factory setting, I guess, for microphone, which is actually on the computer itself. And I'm not exactly the most technical individual. Hunter, good morning. Good morning, Cece. And thank you again. Karen, DW, good morning. But we got the microphones working, and we have the next thing to tackle is the lighting and the sound. I might have to put some of those, what do they call them, like sound barrier insulation tiles on this back wall, because we noticed that we're getting a lot of bounce off the wall. Something we didn't think about when we moved the studio out here. And then this wall behind me is the only wall in the entire place that's insulated and sheetrocked. Excuse me. So maybe it'll change once we get the other walls done. I've got everything. It's just sitting over here on the side. Just haven't had a chance to do it. What we did, Oma, was we rolled back the settings to a previous date. We did a factory, what do they call it? It's not a factory restore, but we did a restore of a previous date before the Windows update. And then when we did the update itself, we went in and we actually had to unclick certain things within the actual Windows. I have no idea what I was doing. If it wasn't for my daughter, being home from work and having the day off on Monday, this past Monday, we never would have gotten it finished. But she came out here and she sat down with me and my wife and she kind of walked us through the entire thing to show us what was going on and what happened. And she had it fixed in probably a half an hour. And for 2 weeks, we've been messing around with it, trying to get the microphones to work and trying to figure out why it kept on doing what it was doing. Good morning, Molly. It's me. Good morning. Got the coffee going and love. Same here. Chrissy, good morning. Chrissy, I haven't had a chance to answer your question that you posted in the community forum. So the Taco podcast is the same as Willstar. For a month and a half, I changed the name of the channel to it was the Taco podcast, formerly known as Willstar. But we changed the name slowly and integrated it to move it over to just the Taco podcast. Now, right now, the channel is just the podcast, but that's not the only kind of content that we're going to actually have on there. We're going to have the Taco podcast it's going to be me and my wife. Then we're going to have guests on as well. And then I'm also going to have the Dad Can Cook series on that channel, but it's going to be, instead of just me, it's going to be me and guests cooking meals. So it's going to be integrated, but we're slowly working out the scheduling of it all. On top of it all, I mean, me and my wife, we work full time, and then I have the other channel as well. So it's a slow process. But that is you are correct to answer your question. It is the same channel. Good morning, Dari. Good morning, sweetheart. Hope you're doing well this morning. Yeah, it's the same channel. Well, Dan, that's not true. And you can tune into the podcast, and she's on it every single time. It's the two of us doing it together. And there's nothing wrong with somebody who is 300 pounds if that's where they want to be. I don't like to body shame people, Dan. Yeah, Starfire, good morning. I am a little cold. I turned the heat on at 4 o'clock this morning in here, and it's still not up to snuff. It's, 30 something outside? 35 degrees outside right now, so it's above freezing finally. It got down to 22 degrees last night, but it's warmed up to 35. So from 4 o'clock, there was no heat on since yesterday afternoon. As I go out the door, because I'm cheap, I turn the heat and electricity off. Where's the podcast, Dan? Here on YouTube and on SoundCloud. SoundCloud, obviously, there's no video, but here on YouTube, each and every episode has video, and she's sitting right next to me in this chair. But on SoundCloud, there's no video. Obviously, the reason why we have it on SoundCloud is because you can listen to SoundCloud. You can actually download it and listen to it offline. So you don't have to be online, so you can listen to it while you work. It's the reason why we went with SoundCloud over iTunes. We're not big fans of Apple products. Good morning, Martha Dickerson. How are you doing this morning? Good morning, Mike. Hope you and the lovely wife are doing well. Yeah. Don't really care about the haters like that, Deb. That's just who people are. People want to be rude and they want to get underneath your skin. Good morning, Mel Mel. I hope you are doing well in the land down under. Oh, I wouldn't do that either, Martha. Yeah. She got an evil streak inside of her. I mean, not like evil towards me, but when people piss her off, she doesn't hold back. Excuse me. Move this chair a little bit. Good point, Martha. My dad's sister's name was Martha. Didn't know her very well. Pilot Pete. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Pilot Pete. Thank you. Still there? I appreciate that. I'm going to turn this banner thing off now. There, banner. There we go. I love this thing about live stream. Wish we could get this on, that ticker. We should get that ticker on YouTube itself. Then wouldn't have to stream so much on StreamYard. But I like some of the features that StreamYard has over YouTube. With StreamYard, I can have guests on. We can do 2 or 3 guests at the same time. Split the screen. Your husband of 34 years said he couldn't keep up with you? You should do it more, Mel. Because you could do a stream with, and then like I know you've been on with Cece quite a few times, but you could be reversed. You could do a stream, and then Cece could come on your stream, or me, or half a dozen people who are here right now that we all know. Oh, plenty of times on StreamYard. You're talking StreamYard over YouTube. There's some benefits to YouTube's streaming directly from their streaming service versus StreamYard. I like the on StreamYard though. You can now have have a green screen in the background, so it supports that. You can have guests on. You can't have that on with YouTube. Streaming directly from there. At least as far as I know. There's some pluses and minuses to, I guess, to each of them. Yeah. Yeah, Cece. We could both go on Melmel's. I'm on my phone today and not on the desktop. I have streamed once from my cell. One time. And that didn't work out too well because, like on your cell phone, though, all the comments are coming over the screen. And I had a troll come on, and I was, who was really, ticking off a lot of people who were on the stream. And I couldn't figure out how to block them from my cell. If I'm no joke at all. This is just how informed I am when it comes to this entire streaming and technology, all that, all this stuff. So I have a smartphone, and it's brand new, and for the longest time I've been watching like CC and everybody else on their streams, in the morning on my phone while I'm at work, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I really want to comment and let them know that I'm here. And I couldn't figure out how to get to the comment section, how to actually leave a comment. My daughter came up to me the other day and she showed me, she goes, "Oh, Dad, all you got to do is just scroll past all these other suggested videos, and all the way to the bottom is where the comment section is." I'm like, oh. For like over a year now, I've been sitting there with my phone watching people stream in the morning and had no idea where the comment section was. I thought it was somewhere at the top where so they're pushing on the screen, where the person who's streaming is. I'm thinking there's got to be some kind of settings or swipe right or left or something on there. Nope. It's all the way to the bottom. Go past the suggested videos. So. Thank you, Dari, for dropping that link. I appreciate it. Live stream is in live. Gingerlock's mom, good morning. Good morning, sweetheart. How are you doing this morning? Go Lightly stream. I've checked out Go Lightly quite a few times. But thank you, Cece. Beer. Good morning, Beer. I'm doing good, Gingerlocks. So was out of town most of the week. Got done early. Flew home Thursday. Yeah. Yesterday was Friday. Man, I think it's Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. That was when Lori Vallow got arrested. It was Thursday because she had court yesterday, which was Friday. Telling you, after a while, these days all run together. Oh. So you're not talking about Molly Go Lightly. I thought you were talking about Molly Go Lightly. So Go Lightly stream is another thing you can use to stream. It's like Streamer. All right. I'll write that down, Cece. I know a lot of people don't like Molly Go Lightly, but I kind of get a kick out of it. I guess it's like more of a perverse way. I like to watch some of the channels, that and listen to how they spin the news and how they push their agenda and their narrative to their subscribers and viewers, and then watch them eat it up like it's the gospel, I actually get some kind of a perverse, pleasure out of watching it and then going, why do people actually believe this stuff? And now I'm not saying anything, negative about Molly Golightly, or these other channels. It's just, I enjoy watching it because it's interesting to me how people do this and why nobody will call them on their shit. So. Oh, she's very conceited. That's a definite thing. And that's not a negative thing. I bet you she'd probably actually, if she took the time to, get away from herself, she'd understand that. She's a smart lady. She knows exactly what she's doing. There's no way that that a lot of these channels, and I don't say that this lightly. I mean, they know exactly what they're doing. They have an agenda. They have what they believe in, and the narrative that they push is just and people believe it. They really do believe it. They're like, oh, you know what? You're the first person who said this. It's got to be true. Not everything on the internet is real or the truth. Got to get a refill. Best $5 I've ever spent on a coffee maker. Black Friday. Now I don't have to go into the house or take a break to go get coffee. Coffee. And I'm almost done with barely almost out of reach there. Donut Shop Blend. This is from Archer Farms, Target brand. I don't know if we can see that. It's probably whited the hell out. Obviously, it's not a promotional or paid product placement. Really? Shade Doc? Is that how you pronounce it? Shade Doc? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but welcome to the stream this morning. I didn't know that. Here's the only thing that sucks about the way I have this set up right now is the mouse to actually scroll up is behind me. Hunter, I'm over 60. Been a tech since the early 80s. Teach seniors smart tech now. It's fun. Do you Hunter? Do you have a YouTube channel? Because I could use it. I'm not kidding. Me and my wife, we couldn't figure out how to get the stupid mics to work. We Googled so many different videos on YouTube on trying to figure out what was going on. We thought it was first it was the cables, then maybe it was the microphones themselves, and then we thought, well, maybe something broke in the actual computer itself. We didn't know. We were actually got to the point where we were almost thinking about doing a factory reset on the computer. And the only reason why we didn't click on that was it told us that we were going to lose our personal files that were on there. And I have a lot of files on there on different stories, cases that I've been following along. I mean, I'm kind of old at school in this way. Is I write everything down. I've got, no joke, this is just this past week of notes. Just this past week on cases that I've been following. I go through 40 or 50 of these, pads of paper, a month. I write down notes, ideas for videos, things that I think I need to work on when it comes to making this, the quality of what I'm putting out better. I write it all down. Then I come to the computer and I sit in front of the computer and type it all into either, I use WordPerfect to type it all out because I have a teleprompter that's behind the actual screen here. believe it or not. I really do. It sits just below the camera itself. And we're on a Canon. See, this one is, these things have model numbers on them, don't they? Oh, this one's a PowerShot SX530HS. This one's got the fixed lens on it. This is my backup. It took me forever to figure that one out. I'm still working on that one. You touch type 70 words a minute? I'm close to 7. I can't type. I'm just like, enter. Don't do that until you answer the external TB drive. Oh my God, Will. We'll get Dragon speakers speaking it naturally. Dictate or type on your computer. Email me, and I'll give you ideas. So you don't have a YouTube channel, Hunter? I mean, you could start a YouTube channel, and I bet you'd probably help out a lot of people. I know, like for a lot. I think I've hit probably close to 80% of the YouTube channels. People who subscribe to me, I've checked out like a good 80% of all the YouTube channels, people who have YouTube channels who subscribe to me. And then if I like their content, or if I think other people will like their content, or get some use out of it, I then send it through to either the Facebook group, for this channel, or I tell people, I ran across a lady the other day who does lipstick and cosmetics. So I sent out a group email to other like-minded individuals, who are in the cosmetics field. I've got friends who sell cosmetics like this lady does. So I promoted her channel that way. And then I went to her channel and I left a comment about what color. I said, "What color of lipstick do you think would go good for my complexion?" I'm sure she got the joke of of what I was saying, but Chrissy, you had to learn how to type to graduate high school. That, Chrissy, was the last time I took typing, was in high school. We had to take typing, and we had to take home economics, which was, I don't know why they called it home economics, because 90% of what we did was either washing, ironing, or cooking. Not too much about economics in there. But we had to take typing class. And obviously on a typewriter. I was done with high school. No, I was a senior in high school when our school got its first computer, and we had to take a test, and then we got a computer license that actually allowed us to go into the library and use the computer. They had one computer for 6,000 students. Dari, you can get your 401 Taco Podcast merch. Oh, thank you, Dari. Yeah, we only have the one shirt on there right now. That shirt won't be on there much longer. We have another one that's coming out that's going to replace it, and then we have 2 additional ones that we're releasing after that. They need to bring back home economics. Definitely. They definitely do. Well, I would like to I know. See, in my area here, we have 5 high schools. In the 5 high schools that I'm aware of, I think they have a 6th one that is under construction. But none of them have home economics anymore. None of them have metal shop, wood shop, or auto mechanics. They don't have any of it anymore. 2 of the high schools don't have music. They don't have art. None of it. They don't have any of the humanities at all. They've done away with it. And in its place, they've offered classes for those who are going to college, like SAT prep courses in their place. So what do we teach our children? Well, memorize and repeat. Memorize, repeat. Indoctrination into that the only way to get ahead in this world is to go to college and do that. Do it that way. We totally ignore the trades. No. I am still here. I have not gone anywhere. There is nothing wrong. I just have to turn the camera off. Yep, Starfire. I learned how to sew when I was in. Well, actually, I think I probably learned how to sew before. I learned it from my grandmother. She showed me how to hem a pair of slacks, and I still do it to this day. I know how to sew. My wife knows how to sew. Not my daughter. She couldn't. I don't think she knows how to thread a needle. And I mean, if you showed her, she would know how to do it. My wife is she's got a serger and a sewing machine upstairs in her craft room. I think they're both buried right now with other crafts and things that have taken over the tables. I guess it was a different time in this world. Dari D, you learned how to sew in high school? I can do just about everything. When it comes to sewing, I can hem a pair of pants, sew on a button the correct way. But there's still things, that it's not that I don't know how to do, I just don't have the time for. So my mother-in-law she can do a little bit more sewing, like put what do they call it? Not patches, but reinforcement, I guess, patches. I'm not sure if that's the right word for it. But in my jeans that I wear for work, I've never found anything that will last. I'm always either ripping out the knees or ripping out the pockets on the even when I buy like Carhartt and Dickie jeans that are supposed to be construction grade, jeans. I'm always ripping them. They're always wearing out in the same places. So my mother-in-law sews these patches on the inside so that it actually adds a little bit more of a layer. Faithful one. You're not good at sewing, but you can crochet. I think that's a lost art form. Leanne Lynn, good morning. Oh, Martha Dickerson. All right. What year did everyone graduate from high school? Martha graduated in 1977. Dari, you can crochet too? I can't crochet, but I have a lot of stuff in my house that is crochet. From my great grandmother. Tammy Kittrell graduated in 1990. Wonder Woman 77, 1996. Barbara went by 1982. Michelle 1999. Dari D 1991. Debbie's 1974, Ainer P's in 1984. Wow. I graduated from high school in 1989. I was supposed to graduate high school in 1988, but the long story short version of that, the reason why I didn't graduate with all my friends, was we moved from Minnesota to Washington State. And Washington State had passed a law the year prior. You could not graduate from high school unless you had a Washington State history credit. I had more than enough credits in every other field, math, science, English, everything. I just didn't have that one stupid Washington State history credit. So they made me go back to high school in order to get my high school diploma. I finished dead last in high school in my class. We moved back here to the state 2 weeks before high school. So I had to take a Washington State history class, the entire year's worth of history, and I had to do it in 2 weeks. Stupid. Hunter, you're old. You're only as old as you feel, Hunter. Do you feel old? Karen W. graduated in 1977. You have no idea, zero idea where the years went. Oh, they go by quick. They do. Yes, I am, Dari. I am a history buff. I love history. You're a cool hippie. Carol feels old physically. My head, I feel 21. There you go. 1970, but I feel 45. 45 was a good year. I remember when I was 45. Not that long ago. It's only 5 years ago. I'm 50. Starfire, 1984 for me. Beat cancer a few times, so I'm young at heart. Actually, my wife is a breast cancer survivor, Hunter. I'm glad to hear that you were able to beat it. Just keep your head up. Hope is a powerful thing. Physically, I'm straight out of King Tut's tomb instead of Compton. That's funny. That's funny, cement shooter. I will. 1966 from Delaware. Mamma Mia. Carol Henke survived cervical cancer 9 years now. Congratulations, Carol. Yeah. As she tells the story about her battle with cancer, is it wasn't as much fun as she was led to believe that it would be. My great-grandfather, autobiography, William Jasper Cotter. He was a circuit rider, Methodist minister. He wrote when he was 97 in 1823. Oh, with the pen. There it is. William Jasper Cotter. I hope everyone's still there. I don't know what the hell just happened. I lost. All right. Don't leave if you're still there. I lost everything turned off. The speakers turned off. The monitor turned off. That's weird. Hopefully the stream's still going. No signal. Oh boy. I have no idea if it's even going still. And then we've got 5 bars. Okay, what do you do? How can I have no signal? All right, I'm going to try something, but hopefully it doesn't disconnect it. I have no idea if anybody's still there. What the hell happened? How can it just turn off? Yeah, of course I can't reach back here. I have no idea what the hell happened there. You're back. I don't know why it just turned off. The monitor turned off. The speakers turned off. But everything's back now. That was freaking odd. Oh, I'm glad that it didn't kill the stream. Foot 50p in the meter wheel. I'll do that as soon as I can find one, Carol. Yeah, but I didn't. The monitor died. The light on the camera started flashing. The speakers, they have lights on them, so they turned off. I lost everything on this side, and I'm like, I didn't pull any cables, didn't move anything. I was writing down William Jasper Cotter, the book, to look up and read, and then all of a sudden, everything just went blank, and then the camera started flashing. I'm like, oh crap, did we lose? I mean, if it was a fuse, the lights and everything stayed on. Yeah, Deb, I can see you. Well, I can't see you, obviously, Deb. You don't have a camera on you, but I can see your comments. Everything's back the way it was. It's just odd. Maybe it was a ghost. It could have been. Starfire could have been a ghost. Carol Hankins, we saw you. Well, yeah, I was stressing, Mamma Mia. I have no idea why it all turned off. I'd hope it doesn't happen again. Thank you, Rupal. It may be a ghost. I might be, right now, I think there's a ghost attacking me. Or it may be somebody, all those books right there that are sliding off of the microwave, they're all about Satanism. Not joking. They are. Must have had a sense of humor. Yeah. Well, they're not all. So here we have the devil's alphabet. World's weirdest cults. Freemasonry, the invisible cult. 666. New Age cult. Doomsday cults. Bob Larson's Satanism. Women, sex, and rock and roll. Satan is alive and well on planet Earth. The Prince of Darkness, 666. And then the one about Jim Morrison from the Doors and the Green River Killer series, the first book. Yeah, I mentioned a Methodist minister, and then everything went, and then all the Satan books, and started to fall. I read about the cults and the devil. A lot of this is research for other cases. It's like, right now, been doing the series on We're All Witnesses. Yeah. About Lori Vallows. So that's why I have the one on Doomsday Cults. It's not his book. It's not Chad Daybell's book. He's written a lot of books about from the Mormon religious, experience and near-death experiences. But he's also written books that are more on the Doomsday Prophecy. I've read some of it, like excerpts online, but it's not something that I would go out and buy. Here's the proof. Start collecting the metadata. I get such a kick out of that. Only the good die young. Yeah. Well, the temperature is definitely climbing in here. Finally. Quill, good morning. Glad you could be here. Do you think Lori Vallow killed her own children? Don't know. I'm kind of torn on it, but there is there's some things that, all right. So the other day when they arrested her, the Idaho State Police released, unsealed, the information for why they filed the charges that they did. I'm still trying to substantiate some of the things that are in there. I haven't seen, or I haven't been able to get a hold of the actual documentation yet. But when it comes to Tylee, we now know where her last actual physical sighting was. She was last seen the day that JJ was removed from school. That was the last official sighting of Tylee. Mom, JJ, and Tylee took a day trip to the middle of nowhere into Yellowstone National Park. That was the last official sighting of Tylee. Where'd she go after that? Yeah, Quill, that is absolutely true. It's a very good point. And in those papers, it goes into a lot more detail about that friend in Arizona, where Lori Daybell tried to get that person to lie to say that JJ was staying with them, and they refused. They're like, no, we're not lying to the police for you. Why would you want us to say, that JJ is staying here with us? That's a very good possibility that something along that lines happened, CC. Something that I can't prove, and I'm kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place. There's a lot of information that kind of leads in that direction. From, I think there's a total of 37 pages in the release, and I've been going through them for the last couple of days and kind of like backtracking. Okay, this information. And the other part was her niece, who lived next door to Chad and Lori, who made statements as part of her divorce and custody proceedings. She said something along the lines of, children are full of light and then they just go dark. When, and she says that she knows what happened to the children. Good morning, Faithful. No, Martha, she didn't turn herself in. She was arrested in Hawaii on okay, so it all depends on how you look at it, from Hawaii's laws or Idaho's laws. She was arrested on a total of 6 counts, and 2 of them technically are in Idaho. They're technically 2 charges, and they would be the obstruction of an officer or lying to an officer is 2 separate charges in Idaho. But in Hawaii, it's 1 charge. So it's 5 charges she's being held on technically in Hawaii, but it's actually 6 charges in Idaho. And so, and in Idaho, it's 2 felonies. In Hawaii, it's 1 felony. Either way, she was arrested, and she's being held on $5 million bond bail. And her attorney, man. So I have the video out about it, and I played the entire thing of her court proceeding that I put up yesterday. You can see it on my channel. And her attorney tried to get her bail lowered from $5 million to $10,000 because he looked at it and he tried to put forth that it's kind of like misdemeanors, So let's just look at this and not look at these two that are felonies in Idaho, which is one felony in Hawaii. It depends on how you look at the laws. And like in one state, at that double misdemeanor becomes a felony. It becomes a Class B felony. In Hawaii, it's only one charge. You can lie to an officer and obstruct an officer, and that's one charge. In Idaho, it's two charges, and it becomes a felony in Idaho versus a misdemeanor in Hawaii. It doesn't matter. She is a total douche canoe. That guy. We're talking about Chad. And if anybody's seen the video that I put up of Chad sitting there, with a big frowny face on, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the video of him in the courtroom proceedings, and I'm wondering to myself, who the hell taught this guy how to tie a tie? If you look at it, the back part is like that long, and then the rest of it is long enough where it actually hangs down past his belt buckle. I mean, where on his pants. I'm like, dude, your tie is all tied wrong. I know. That's just me, though. My grandfather taught me how to tie a tie. They are whack jobs, aren't they, CSC? The lawyer? Yeah. He tried. He tried to get, her bail, reduced to $10,000 from $5 million. The judge wasn't having any part of it, and neither was the DA there. And like the DA said, they're not going to try the case. And the most surprising part of it all was that, and I guess not really surprising, all depends on how you look at it, is that she is actually going to fight extradition back to Idaho, and she's going to make them so the next court date coming up on I believe the 2nd of March is the state of Hawaii has to prove that she is who she is, and that she is the rightful the same person as the warrants for her arrest. So they're going to go through that she is the actual person on the actual arrest warrant. And then after that, they will have an extradition hearing. Will they have it the same day? We don't know. But they could have it the same day. Blue Mermaid. Yes, I watched it, Will. I was watching his facial expression. Yeah. I loved it when the judge read off the $5 million. She confirmed that she's going to be held on $5 million, and she turned to her attorney, and you can see her mouth mouth out the words $5 million, and he's like, "Yes, you're still being held on $5 million." If Chad was to put up everything that he got from the life insurance of his wife, who is deceased, if he puts up the $430,000 in life insurance that he got from her, she puts up the money that she got from the death of her husband, they still probably don't have the $500,000 in cash that they need to bond her out. They're going to need somebody on top of it to put up probably about $100,000, because they've spent money since they got the death benefits for both of their spouses. The home that they were renting there in Kauai goes for $1,600 a month. Plus, so you figure they paid first and last month on that. So there's let's just say $3,000, $3,200. And then there's plane tickets, and then the money that they were using to hide. All that costs money. So they don't have the money. They're going to need some kind of benefactor, somebody to come up with the other part of it. And then on top of that, they need somebody who's willing to put up something of security that is valued at more than $5 million. The way a bonding agent is if you have a home that's worth $5 million and you put that up, that's not going to be enough. They won't just take a home that's worth $5 million. It's got to be worth more than $5 million. But the $5 million secures the bail. So I used to work for a bonding agency back in the day. They want, if for a $5 million bond, they're going to want something that's worth $6 million, or total security assets of $6 million. It doesn't have to be one thing. It could be a house, a couple of cars. They're going to, depending upon the bonding agency, they may hold the actual cars as, the physical collateral, and then, they deed to the house. She's not going to just walk out. That's for damn sure. They're tired of messing with her. Where is she being held now? She is being held in jail, Blue Mermaid, in Hawaii. And she was transported back from Maui to Kauai. And then from Kauai, she is just outside of the actual city limits in the regional detention center there, still in Hawaii, though. And she's fighting her... Yep, she's in jail. She ain't going nowhere. They're tired of the court system is tired of messing with her. I don't know how she thought that she was going to get away with this. Thumbing, sticking your nose up and to the court system is never a good idea anywhere in America. The court system, when you mock them and don't listen to what they have to say, it never turns out good for you. And there were a lot of things that the state of Idaho seriously could have done to both Chad and to Lori if they really wanted to pressure them into coming back. They could have went federal, and federal-wise, they could have filed. So JJ is going to receive death benefits for until he's 18 years of age, and Tylee would have gotten a lump sum at least for the next year until she turns 18, unless she, I believe, goes to school. If she's enrolled full-time in college, she could have then gone on, and gotten more death benefits, I believe. I'm not sure about that part. But speaking just for JJ, the death benefits that he would have received are through the Social Security Administration. And the state of Idaho could have pushed the federal government to cut off all death benefits that he will receive from here on out. And he very well may receive benefits already for his disability. I'm not sure if he is or not, but they could have definitely made the federal government say, show up with the children, or we're going to issue a warrant for you for and then all the same charges that she basically got nailed with, but it would have been on the federal level. Instead, the state went after her instead. Now, I believe either today or tomorrow, but it's going to be sometime before Monday morning. The governor of Idaho will sign a warrant for her arrest. So they will have the governor's warrant for her arrest on all the same charges. Yeah, I think either the March 5th or 6th. It's one of the two. I'd have to go and look at my papers. They're inside the house. Oh, I'm getting warm. Where's my Cubbies fan? Wear my Cubby shirt today. Inner Peace she's a damn nice person. She's not just a nice person. She's a great person. I like Inner Peace. I like you too, Dari, and so many more of you. that are on here. I'd have to like scroll up and start going through and reading off all the names if I list you all. So if I don't mention you, I'm sorry. Go Cubs and Twins. Got to say that. One second. All right. There. There's my Twins hat. It's a little deformed. Been sitting in that box for about a month. Minnesota ties. Yeah. Yeah, Quill. I've got family all over the frozen state of Minnesota, the land of 10,000 plus lakes. I've got family in the Twin Cities area, and then going up 90. See, Brainerd, Little Falls, St. Cloud, Bemidji, International Falls, going up, that way. I've got friends and family in the Fargo, and then Dilworth, along the border there. Got friends all over the place and family, and especially in the state of Minnesota. I'm born and raised in Wisconsin, from the Prescott area and the Twin Cities both. Alley Cat, good morning. If they don't find the kids, will Lori be charged with murder? Well, look at it this way. Sorry about my hair. Alley Cat, to answer the question, will she be charged with murder? They could. It would be a stretch unless they find more evidence of the actual crime itself. So could they charge her with murder? It would at this point it'd be a stretch, but I don't know what the state of Idaho actually has besides what was in the release. The 35 pages or whatever what the total number is that they released, the only information they released was just enough to substantiate the actual charges that they levied against her at this point. It does not mean that they will not charge Chad Daybell at some point down the road. It's just the neglect and everything else that they are charging her with right now are because of her kids, and then they got married. So Chad isn't necessarily legally responsible for what she did before then. Could they charge her with murder? They could, but right now, if she's found guilty of, just say the one felony or two felonies, whichever you want to look, how you want to look at it again. If they do charge her, and she is found guilty of that, she will definitely miss her end of the world party that she is planning in July. They could drag out the court case past July, and she'll miss her end of the world celebration. And that's really where that was her end game, was just to keep the children away from them. So if they are alive somewhere, she's definitely not going to be able to make it to her party. He is. Well, they're both whack-a-nuts, but good morning, Michelle. Do you think that she'd have produced them by now, so she didn't have to go through all of this now? She can't, and they will eventually. This is what I think right now today, I think what's going to happen is, she's either going to she's going to sit there. They're going to prove that that she is Lori Vallows, and the fingerprints are going to match up, from Idaho, and the fingerprints are going to match up from Honolulu, where they have her prints from her booking, and they're going to match up, and they're going to go, yes, this is the same person. They're going to prove that who she is. That's going to get settled. They're going to extradite her back to Idaho. And as soon as she gets back to Idaho, I mean, the Woodcocks, the grandparents, are going to fly in from Louisiana. They're going to be there, and that's the first person or if not the first people that she sees. She's going to know damn well that they're there. They're going to make sure that they parade her right past them for her to have to answer to where the hell the grandchildren are. She'll see them. She'll know that they're there. I don't know if they'll have it on TV, but they're going to definitely do it. They're going to make sure that that she knows, the time to actually step up and be an adult, and be a parent for once in your life is now. But Leanne, she may have an underlying mental illness. It very well could be. I don't know too much about her mental state, as in if she does. I mean, if you would think if she had any compassion or care for her husband at all, she would have showed it on the police video cam from the day that her brother killed her husband. I mean, she just walked around, kind of stood there. She laughed a little bit and joked with the officer about how long they lived there, in Arizona. It didn't seem like she had a care in the world. Was she in shock? I don't know. But she certainly didn't come off as a grieving, widow at that point. She didn't seem to have any care about, for Tylee, who was there, and for JJ. She didn't even care about anything. She just cared about, well, he's dead. I mean, she had already made threats of, to kill her husband, who was going to, who had filed for divorce if he ever got in her way. So, oh yeah, it's creepy. She's creepy. You're right, Inner Peas. So do I, Leanne. I pray that the children are okay too. And I was talking to someone else online about this. With the section of the offshoot, they're not the actual Mormon church, but the offshoot of the Mormon church that they associated with, who believe in the end of times prophecies and follow Chad and Lori in that aspect. They could very well have both of their children hidden away, and they could be right there in plain sight, and nobody would even know where they are. They could be, I hypothesized, all along, they could really be in Rexburg, Idaho, and a block away, and nobody would even know it. Because these people, they firmly believe in that the end of times is coming in July. And it's not just Lori's view that the end of times is coming. It's not just Chad's view. There is a section of this offshoot that really believe that the signs of the end of times is coming, and they've been preparing for it for most of them their entire lives. They've taken that prophecy and that part of their religion, and they've gone to the extreme. And then this happens in all religions, and it happens in people who are not religious. I know people who are doomsday preppers who believe the government is coming to get them, and they very well may be. But ooh, I'm gonna have to go check that out, Dari. I'm assuming it's on YouTube. I mean, I always knew you were a real person. She is a dingbat. I'm going to have to go check that out. Did I miss one? Yep. Oh, there's Quill. Thank you, Quill. Thank you. Thank you all for the live stream and research. Love you, Will. Thank you, Quill. I appreciate it. I thought I missed one there. If I did, I'm truly sorry if there was another one. Akisha. Hey, how you doing? You finally made it to the live. Good. I'm glad. Welcome to the stream. We were just talking about Lori Daedal Vallows and her extreme religious views. So you might want to catch up with that and watch the live stream later and rewind, I guess you call it. So last week's stream, I got in a little bit of trouble from YouTube about it. That's why it's no longer on my channel. I got a copyright strike filed against me because I was playing music, before the stream started. But it happens. I kind of knew that I was going to get in trouble for it anyways. So if anybody's asking it, I watched Blake Shelton's awesome concert here in California last night. That would be cool. I've never seen Blake Shelton in concert. I've seen a lot of, a lot of different bands, a lot of different country bands over time, the years. I've seen everybody from Hank Jr., Letta Lynn, Conway Twitty, Statler Brothers. Oh man, I've seen a lot of concerts over the years. I've never seen Blake Shelton. No, I bet that would be been an awesome concert to go to, or at least watch. Akisha, it is. It's definitely it comes and goes, ebb and flow with it all. Sometimes there's really great content on YouTube, and the other times it's just eh. Dari, if you're looking for a really simple to use editing program that is absolutely free, you can go download it for free. It's called Open Shot Editor. It's absolutely free. It's the simplest editing software. You may have software already like Movie Maker or something like that on your computer. But if you're looking for something different that's really simple to use, Open Shot Editor. I'm just glad you did it, though. Now you're taking the first step of making your first video. Now, and Blue Mermaid and the rest of you out there, that I've been talking to about this, do it. And then don't worry about it. Everybody's gonna find the detractors out there. It's just like everything else that we do in our lives. None of us are perfect at it when we start, and it doesn't matter how much you work at it. It's gonna take time to get into a flow of it, I guess, to make it before it's easier to do. But if the first time I drove a car, pretty damn sure I was awful at it. But if I listened to all the people who would have told me to stay the hell off the road, I never would have drove a car again. It's like everything else. You just got to keep, working at it. Miss Wee Lassie, good morning. I'm sorry if I missed you earlier. How are you doing this morning? I'm going nowhere else today. Fire is still lit. So it's me for the night. There you go. I got to get one of those screen things that goes over in front of the fireplace. Reminds me, I should put that on my grocery list. You can do it, Blue Mermaid. I know you can. Just take out your cell phone, set it down on some books, prop it up, maybe put a piece of tape underneath it so it doesn't slip off the books. Just a little piece of masking tape or maybe a sticker you double over on itself so it runs into it so it doesn't slip off. You can do something as simple as that and just sit there and tell your story. Tell us who you are. Start off with something as simple as that. And if you want to talk about something else above that, tell us about something that makes you happy. Everybody has things that make them happy. So start with that. It can be just a minute long, 30 seconds long. Just turn it on, say hello, tell us who you are, and then turn it off. And then the hard part is actually uploading it to YouTube and then forgetting it's there and then taking your time and then do another one. I know you can do it. We only have a short period of time in this world. None of us is guaranteed it tomorrow. If it's something that you really want to do it. In my next adventure, since we're on this subject of getting up to courage, I'm going to go jump out of a perfectly good airplane. That's my next adventure. Ooh, my package has arrived from Amazon. Great. I need it. It's new speakers and surround sound system for the podcast. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's kind of tingy. So the speakers are next, and then I just got my mixing board back. My friend, he soldered the connection in the back where the power inlines go in. It's like one circuit board. It came on soldered, and that wasn't the issue this time. This time there was an actual capacitor in there that actually was leaking. I might have to actually spend some money on buying a new one. I don't know. Reinvesting in your podcast. Love that. Thank you, Quill. We actually make no money at all on the podcast. I'm taking money from this channel to support the podcast. But it all gets used. We're supporting it all. Keep on reinvesting, in what I do. I'm in this for the long run. I'm not in this, for just a weekend or a couple of months. I really enjoy this. I enjoy coming in here every Saturday morning and having these conversations and getting to talk to everyone from around the world. And, if I can help motivate someone to make their lives better, start a channel, I'm all for it. I don't make anything from it. I don't want anything from it. I just want to know that I helped someone. Yep. When are you going to do it? I'm trying to get Tim to go with me on it, and he won't be down for another week. The 29th, I think he's going to be here again. And the company that does the skydiving, apparently they only do it on clear weather days. They won't do it when there's high winds, and they won't do it when it's raining or thundering. And the last like 3 weeks that they were supposed to do it, they didn't do it because of incremental weather. So they keep on pushing it out. And there's only one company here that does it. We have to take a class first. It's a 4-hour class that shows us, the instructions. We have to sign a waiver that, in case we die, we won't sue them, blah, blah, blah. And we have to do the first jump with somebody else. And I asked them if I could take a camera with me. And they said, yeah, I'm more than happy to put on a GoPro on a chest mount or something, as long as it doesn't come off, and then whack the guy in the back, who's strapped to me. It's got to be secured, and it's got to be something that they approve of. But I'm going to put my GoPro on, and then you can hear me screaming from 10,000 feet or whatever, however high they jump out. But that's my next adventure, skydiving. Don't know what I'm going to do next after that, though. My friend asked me if I wanted to take a ride in not a NASCAR, but I guess they're like the step just down from NASCAR. They've got one where they take people out on a road course. I'm trying to. They used to be called the Winston Series, but it's not the Winston Series anymore, because obviously you can't sponsor tobacco products, or tobacco products can't do this anymore. Marlboro and none of them have their cars anymore, as far as I know. Love the channel, the casual chats here. It's nice and relaxing, and always tidbits of info from you. We all want you here for the long run. Well, thank you, Miss Wee Lassie, and I plan on being here for the long run. I have no intentions of going anywhere. If I was to leave because the trolls, did something or said something, I would have been gone a long time ago. Hey, Kathy. Good morning. You didn't get a notification? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, over here. I'm still here. No, we are not having technical difficulties again. I am still here. I had the same issue, Kathy, when it came to notifications from CC's channel. I wasn't getting notifications from about CC's live streams, and then we were told that you have to make sure that your settings that you have on your mobile devices, either your cell phone, tablet, match if you use a home computer. If you have your settings different on any of the devices from the other ones, you won't get the notifications. And yes, I am taking a smoke break. But we actually found out that because on my cell phone, I had turned off all the notifications, because when I'm at work, I can't have my phone ringing constantly with notifications of all the channels and people that I follow. It would not be good. Wouldn't be good at all. Oh, yeah. Quill, every Saturday morning, same time, 8 a.m. I haven't missed a Saturday morning chat. And, well, probably this would be episode right now, I think, 61. So it's close to 60 Saturdays, except for when I'm out of town and I don't have cell service. There's been a couple of them where I wasn't able to get on and do a live stream on Saturday morning. And that was normally, when I'm in the mountains of the Cascades. I play in a golf tournament up there for charity. and it's almost impossible to get cell service up there where we play in the charity golf tournament. You got to go, Leanne. Bye, Leanne. Bye. You have a good day. Yep. 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I look forward to these. I don't know about everybody else, but I do. I hope everybody does. They look forward to these streams in the morning. Inner Peas needs coffee. Are you a dealer, Kathy? Deal cards. I worked in a casino for a couple of years. I was a blackjack dealer, and then after I was a blackjack dealer for about 4 or 5 months. I moved into management, and I was a pit boss. I was a pit boss for about the rest of the time, about a year, 4 months, somewhere there. I had to go through training school to become a pit boss. I left a profession because, oh no, hon, you're a cocktail waitress. Yeah. Well, when I finish my thought though, I left it. I left a profession of being, working in a casino there because I got tired of watching people I knew who couldn't afford to be in the casino, they'd spend their entire paychecks, and I just couldn't deal with it anymore. It was so depressing. Ta-da! I'm back. Hey, I'm Linda K. Good morning. Yeah, I have no idea what the hell is going on. I'm sorry for that, for my language there, but it's doing the same thing over and over again. I saw the speaker lights go off, the camera lights started flashing. I was like, "Oh my God, it's going to do it again!" And then I lost it all again. Going on, Minnesota, cool. And Linda, I sent it not on what is it? Now I have to think. Use that. What little brain power is up here? Not on. I'm drawing a blank. Still breaking up. Pink Camel. Good morning, Pink Camel. Okay. So I was on your stream, Linda, and I sent the page that you and the other lady were talking about, which again, I'm having a senior moment here. I am completely blanking on this stuff. I sent a message through the email address there about how to join that actual group, Linda. But because I can't figure out from going through the web page that way how to join. So if somebody could get back to me and answer. Before this thing does it again and it ends up like going blank again, I'm gonna have to just end this stream and then I'm gonna have to figure out what the heck is going on here because I need to fix this. Because I'm watching the speaker lights are all blinking right now, and now it's solid. It's got to be a power issue, and I'm not running on battery. I am directly hooked into the wall outlet. Oh, thank you, Linda. I appreciate that. My email address is in there, so you can email me that way. All right. Everyone, thank you for joining me today. I'm sorry about the technical issues there and the loss of the connections, but I really enjoyed talking to everybody. And I'm sorry I didn't get to spend some more time talking to Linda and Pink Camo and anybody else who may have joined while I was having this technical issue. But thank you again, everyone. I hope everyone has a safe and happy weekend. And that's the wrong mouse. This one ain't going to do anything at all. The one that's connected is behind me. Thank you again, everyone. Stay safe and have a great weekend.